Let's make that a host.
I am the host now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Population Pizza's game. Here we go. So this is our game, Comic Crash. This is what we've spent the last 20 weeks working on. So let's get right into it. Here are the team members. I'll let everyone go over what they did.
Hi,
So,
I'm
Brandon.
I'm the lead programmer. I basically programmed everything, and I did the majority of the playtesting.
I'm Pat McCarthy. I was kind of a mixed bag. I did a whole lot of stuff. I was the lead designer, and from there I would make 3D models, textures. Sometimes I'd rig and animate, character design, level design, UI, a bunch of stuff. I kind of tried to do everything I could to make sure the game had a steady pace, and that involved me having to wear a lot of hats. But it all got done. Zach.
Uh, I'm Zachary Mann. I was the lead animator and rigger for majority of the models in this, and I also did a few props for some of the levels. And Christian, do you want to take it now?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Christian Urena. I did the particle effects. I did some 3D modeling for level 1 and 2, and I did the level design for level 2.
Hello, my name is Joshua Wood. I did level design for the hub and the space station, or the second half of World 3. I did 3D models and textures for start to finish for both those, and some models for the level 1 player space.
So, we could go into discussing what everyone did on the project, but we thought the best way to get across the idea of our game is to just show a playthrough of our game. Cut up, obviously, so it's not super long. The sound should appear right after the opening cutscene. The cutscenes were made a little later, so we didn't have any sound in them, unfortunately. But and then that brings you right into the game. Can anybody hear it?
I can hear it.
Yes, we have
Yeah,
sound.
sounds
Yep.
good.
Nice. So this is the main hub world of the game. This is where you first start out. It's a comic book shop because all the levels in our game take place inside various different comic books with different environments. So hopping right in to level 1. This is the city. This is the super city. So right away, we have a couple signs that will tell you the basic mechanics of the game as sort of a early tutorial, so you know what to do. We got enemies. Pages are your main collectibles in the game. Those are pretty much like your Mario stars. Here you can see the settings tab, so we can raise and lower the volume as you see fit.
Are you watching this?
That's our shopkeeper right there. He will sell you various items in exchange for coins. And each enemy, when defeated, will drop 4 coins. So this is a platformer. And the gimmick of our platformer is that we have 3 separate characters. And each character can do something different. But you don't start out with all of them. You all get separated outside the portal. So you have to look through each world as you're finding collectibles, and you have to try to unlock the different characters. Brandon, you want to go over some of the things we're seeing?
So basically, this is if you collect 8 coins, a page will spawn on the top tip of the. What was it? What would that be called? Like a
Little, yeah, podium there.
You know, yeah.
8 purple coins will get you that.
Yeah.
So now that we have enough coins, we can go back to the shopkeeper, and we can buy pages,
You know,
and he'll also sell you power-ups that you can use for each different character.
Oh, I think I misclicked there.
It is what it is.
Oh no, I was showing off that the pages don't come back if you leave or like go, I don't know. If you like let's say you just turn off the game and come back, the pages won't respawn and you'll keep your current amount of pages and coins.
What you just saw is our checkpoint system, where if you fall off the world or lose all your health, you'll respawn at the nearest checkpoint that you touched. So right here, a little demonstration. We have various platforming sections in the game.
It took me a few tries. I'm sorry, I'm not good at platformers.
Did it actually take you a few tries?
Dang.
All right, well, I'm just gonna skip to when you actually like did it then.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Ah,
I must have missed that in the editing process. Up here on top of this building.
there you go.
Oh, yep, there's a page.
Yeah.
Bro, this looks so good.
Thank you. This is a lot of hours. This is where you unlock your first character or your second character, Handman. You might notice that the when you talk to NPCs, they have kind of like a Banjo-Kazooie sound effect. That's just something I threw in last minute because I thought it'd be funny.
That was a great idea.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
I love it so
Yeah.
much.
Launch the soccer ball.
This is Brandon's soccer ball. He's very proud
Love
of
the
this.
soccer
Brandon,
ball.
It fits super well for. I love the sound. I love the soccer ball. I love the whole vibe going on here.
Yeah, the
So-
music's great.
Yeah, this
yeah,
is
we
great,
actually put in for
guys.
some music commissions. I was really happy with how they came out. It was
So
So Big Handman, he can do a ground pound. As you just saw, he bought in the shop, and you can slam certain things, and when you slam certain things, it can open up new places. So each character has their own unique abilities, as demonstrated there.
I like the cell shading.
Yeah. Zach actually found us a really good shader, which is awesome. I
So-
thank Zach for that.
I was gonna say,
No one saw that.
it's not random which things like you can hit. Most of the NPCs have different talk lines basically for each different character, so they will like tell you, oh, you can go ground pound the sewer gate or something like that, and you go down there. So it's just
As
not-
you can see here, there are 3 worlds in total, but you need a certain amount of pages to access them. So right now we have 8 pages, as you can see in the lower left. So in order to get to the next level, we have to go get 2 more pages.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So this is the soccer ball mechanic. I'm gonna skip ahead. Brandon, I think you added this just for fun, right?
Yeah, I have this just a little mess around thing.
But then we decided to work it into a little thing.
Oh, it's out. Oh.
There we go. There it goes.
Launch it off the.
We have some fun things here, like an invisible platforming section where you're guided by coins to get across. So it's not completely.
There's currently nothing over there. I
Trial
think
and
I
error.
put a page over there.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't worry about him. He must have made his way here from level 3.
Yeah, he's a good little guy. I think I actually fell off.
If
him
you
as
kick
well.
the soccer ball off the map, does it come back in?
Yeah, it should be right behind us, but I guess it didn't. Wasn't in the frame.
Oh, you have to. So in each level, do you have to buy your friends, or once you buy them once in this level, you have them forever?
So your extra characters, once you find them in the level, there's one hidden in level 1 and one hidden in level 2. Once you find them, you have them forever. But you can buy new power-ups for them in the shop. So originally, when you unlock the purple hand guy, he can't do his ground pound, so you have to buy that in the shop.
So
This is level 2 now.
yeah, moving to
Alright.
level 2. I did the block out for level 2, and I gave it to Pat so he could do the finishing touches on it.
Yeah, so I took Christian's block out and made it into a finished product, which it looks really good. I won't lie, this level is one of the best looking levels in the game. I mean, so every level is pretty open, and you can go and get pages in whatever order you want. It's not linear. Here we have our little enemy attacking, just taking damage. If you notice on the top left, the more you get damaged, the sadder he becomes. Each player has a different health bar too. Unique to them.
I like the Banjo-Kazooie vibe.
Yeah. We tried to go for a collectathon type of approach. So to unlock that gate right there, it says you need 2 more pages. So now Brandon's gonna go try to find 2 more pages.
Very elusive.
As you can see for some of the particles, when I added for this level was the cherry blossoms falling from the trees.
Yeah, Christian was our big particle effects guy. Oh, now the gate's unlocked. This is the main part of the level now. You have to scale the tree and go inside the dojo.
I'm gonna try to do the platforming thing in there.
Did you do good? Did it work?
I think so. The camera's a little finicky in here.
Well, our problem is that the camera, it collides with the walls, which is good, but this is kind of a small space, so
Yeah.
sometimes it's a little wonky.
It tries to push you back, but if you keep moving your mouse too much, it can get stuck in there. Like, push you out.
If anybody has any questions during the presentation, feel free to ask.
I think I was confused where the pages were for a second.
Do you plan on expanding this game a bit more? Like
would-
any plans for this game?
I would
After?
love to expand this game. This game, when we first started working on it, I'll tell you, like, it was fun working on this game, right? But in the past maybe 2 weeks, we polished it so much to the point where this game is like family now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right
Polish
here,
shows.
Pea Shooter, he's trapped in the cage. This is your 3rd character.
What did you guys use for the to do the voices?
I had a bunch of my buddies.
Yeah, where'd you guys get those voices from?
Yeah, a bunch of my buddies who are actually in this call right now, all sent me various voice lines. Like, I just asked for one big file
That's me.
It was them going, ah, ooh, e, and then I spliced it all together, and it sounds really funny. I like it. It fits really well.
What program did you put it through?
I used Audition.
Ah,
Here's another little platforming challenge.
Pat, there's a question for you in the chat.
I can't currently see Zoom, so if anybody can read.
DJ asks, did you get playtesters to run the invisible platform?
No. The invisible platform was put in after we did our final playtester. I think week 8 of this quarter, or week 7. It was 2 weeks ago. And then in the past couple, 2 weeks, like, we went through every level and we included like 30 more things to do in each level. Like, we went above and beyond, but we didn't have enough time for playtesting in the end. But we do plan on continuing this game, and like the first thing we're gonna do with this new build is give it to playtesters to see what they can and can't do. Because obviously we know the game, so everything you see here is like. This is level 3.
That little artwork.
Yep. The moon.
Is there anything you wish you could add? Late.
Well, I think more levels would have been awesome. But in 20 weeks, we could only do so much. So I'm happy with 3 levels. I think that they all came out really well, and they function. So that's all I could hope for. They look nice. So this moon, obviously low gravity, which is it's interesting for platforming. Originally, I'll let Zach explain what the original plans were for the moon.
So the original plans, what we had for the moon was to go for a Mario Galaxy vibe of him circling and running around a sphere. But due to complications, we had to scrap that, and we went with a different approach to it. And when we originally tried doing that, I made the model for it, but it just didn't. We couldn't get it to work. So I made the base level for this before Pat came in and fine tuned it up a bit.
Yeah, but
Long-
so. Oh yeah, continue.
No, I was giving the mic back to you, Pat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it shows in that it somewhat has some inspiration from Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, in fact, the original mechanic, it worked so well, but the problem was if you went like to the very bottom, if you stood on the very bottom, gravity would re-enable and you'd fall off. And I mean, this level could have been so much different if that wasn't the case, but you know, I think it did turn out well, so I'm happy regardless.
I'm happy the way how it turned out, and I like this idea more than the whole Mario Galaxy theme.
Is this
Do you
game on
guys have-
Edge?
Brandon's bad at platforming.
Do you
It
guys have
is-
any footage of the original level before you guys scrapped it?
No.
No, not currently. We kind of deleted it because we were like, it doesn't work. Who cares? Oh, 2 people have entered the waiting room. Hang on, let me just admit them first. Okay.
So what I did right there was just pick up a key, and that key lets you get into a locked door by the space dome over there.
Yeah, that space dome. If you go up to it before you have the key, it'll tell you that that the door is locked and you can't currently get in.
I didn't shut it off. Yeah, I was just talking to you guys.
Something weird that happens with the text is that after you finish talking to somebody, all the letters will randomly go to one spot. Kind of weird, but hey, does what it does. Also, ignore that those doors open downwards when they look like they should open outwards.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. So this is our moon dome. To add, because before the moon was a little too gray.
Basic.
So, yeah, so we thought, hey, we'll put in a few things. This is the final shopkeeper here, and what did you just buy, Brandon?
Wait, how'd you
Bought the
switch?
punch, but I think I forgot to show it off.
Oh, when you unlock the characters, it tells you to press E to switch. So
Yeah.
a new player would know how. So you press the E key and you can swap between characters. So now, Pea Shooter, we didn't really talk about him. He's fast and has a high jump because of his super long legs.
He looks
But-
like he's good for speedrunners.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I think Jeff is a little faster. The small pink guy. I think he's a
Nah,
little
he's
faster.
not.
No, he's not. All right. Well, I guess then he's a little overpowered. But hey, you know,
He's mad.
he's a little hard to control with his attack though, because his attack is just gunfire. I can't believe you fell there. I'm very disappointed.
No, I tried.
But so yeah, he can shoot straight forward. So he has a long range attack, but it's a little more difficult to control than just the other characters. So Josh, I'll let you talk about the space station. This was Josh's part.
Okay, so the idea was that the space level was going to be divided into 2 parts, the outdoor and the indoor part. The outdoor being able to land on the moon and explore its lunar surface, while the other half would be investigating the space station that was left there once you get on the rocket.
Was that glowing thing a laser?
No, I think that might be Z fighting. But I think this is a good opportunity to talk about this. I don't know if the video shows it right now. Oh, okay. So right now he just bought Jeff's tiny ability, and you can see by scrolling with the scroll wheel, you can change which ability you currently have active because Jeff has 2. And he just got his small, so he can, if he holds down the right-click button, he can become small. And so you can see sometimes you have to return to previous levels to get things that you couldn't ordinarily get before. So there's a big progression system in the game where you have to keep revisiting worlds with the new acquired items and characters that you just got. So you can't just get everything in one go.
And I would say a majority of Jeff's small ability is used on the moon in order to access those vents that you may have saw him struggling to get into before in order to access the side rooms to collect extra pages and coins.
I don't know what Brandon's showing off right now. I think he's showing off.
I showed off the elevator, but I don't know why I went back through.
Okay, that's well.
This
Whatever.
brings you down and back up. I probably cut out me getting all the pages. 'Cause you need to
Well,
get the
yeah.
pages
So this
for
is
the boss fight.
now at this point. Now that we've showed off all the levels, this is kind of just a montage of Brandon getting a bunch of pages.
No, I showed
Oh,
off.
something.
that
Yeah, something
Pea
we
Shooter had a
demonstrate right
higher
here.
jump, boom.
Pea Shooter has a much higher jump than
He also dabs when he jumps.
Jeff. He what?
He dabs when he jumps.
Yeah. So he can jump
You
over the
can't
fence.
dab with
Other
one
characters
arm.
can't.
Tries.
You have to imagine it.
And then I think the next part should be against the boss fight.
I think so. What do we have shown off afterward? Yeah, we've shown off a lot of this stuff. A lot of this is just stuff we've already seen.
Yeah, just skip the.
Does
It's
the
just
pea
an
shooter still get a bigger jump when he jumps in front of the purple guy?
Yeah,
we
I
took
think.
that out.
Oh, you took that out? Oh, that's a shame. Originally, that's something we originally had in our game was team attacks. So there would be 3 team attacks, 1 for each pair of characters. Our original ideas were if Pea Shooter went next to Big Hand Man and jumped, the Big Hand Man would throw him up and he'd get a really high jump, so you could access new places. Jeff would be able to climb inside of Pea Shooter's gun and be fired out like the Mario 64 cannon, which would have been cool. And Big Hand Man would have been able to slide across a grappling hook shot out by Pea Shooter for theirs. But unfortunately, due to time constraints, we couldn't fit those in. Hopefully later we can, because
Yo, Pat.
that'd be awesome. Yeah,
It's the boss fight.
skip to the boss fight.
Yeah.
Pat, another question in the chat.
What do we got?
You and your team seem to be very well in sync. How do you do it?
We would get on Discord every week and we would just talk about what we wanted for the game. We'd assign tasks. We'd say, this is all right, everybody do this, do that. Everyone always made fun of me because I always ended with my all right, so everybody know what they're doing. That became
And now that's just a running
catchphrase.
joke.
That became the catchphrase of this whole thing. So we made sure to always keep in contact. There was never a couple days where we'd go without talking to each other. So now we have 50 pages. Ready? He's about to collect his 50th. Boom. Now the boss fight just opened up. As you can see on the monitor. If you remember from the opening cutscene, Anti-Jeff, the evil Jeff, he trapped them all in this comic book world. And now you're going to confront him. This is the boss fight.
You're supposed to shoot it from his mouth, but I guess I put it a little too high.
That's a good sound. I like the gun sound.
We had a laser sound effect, but it plays during every single projectile shot. I'm not complaining. I think it's funny.
No, I think it adds to it. That's really good.
Yeah. So right there, he the way this boss fight works is Anti-Jeff, he will start shooting at you, and he also has a stomping attack, which he gains later on, the more damage he takes. So every now and then, platforms are going to rise out of the lava with a little button, and you have to jump on top of that button for that cannon to shoot a bomb at Anti-Jeff. And each time, it takes away 1/4 of his health. Brandon, you're really bad at platforming. Brandon, come on!
You just ran into the lava at that point. Just taking a sip.
How it kills you.
Every time he gets hit, he does his little tantrum attack. Rocks fall.
I think he's about to do his, yeah.
That's a stomping attack. You don't want to get caught in that.
Can you play as the other characters in the boss fight?
No, the boss fight is only Jeff. We were gonna make a third cutscene, like going into it, where Jeff kind of says, "I have to do this alone," kind of thing. But we didn't have enough time. So now he only has 1 hit left. Those grates have dropped, making the terrain even harder to navigate now. And I think his attack patterns get a little faster now too.
Can't move it that fast. though. Do that.
So the platforms where you push the button, is it like a same one? Like the third time you push it, is it always the same platform, or is it just
No,
one?
It's always different. There's 4
That's cool.
different ones.
I like
Oh,
that.
I was wondering if you could post a link to your game itch link.
Yeah, I'll do that in a sec. Brandon, why do you have your
Need to
mouse on the...
re-push or put a new version out.
Yeah, this game looks so very interesting.
The end.
Wow, this game has an ending.
This was 20 weeks, almost 20 weeks. Yeah, no, 20 weeks of hard work and love, and we are very proud of what we got done in this amount of time. We think that this was a very fun game to play. Right now, Brandon's showing off the little resume. If you press resume, it takes you right back to where you were. And that's the end right there.
I think you guys did a really good job.
Thank you.
I know, it's awesome. By the way,
really good.
so what happens if you get all the pages? Does something happen?
Something very interesting happens. I'll let you figure that out.
No voice actor credits though? Yikes.
We
Forgot about that.
believe it or not, credits were not our first priority rushing this game out.
Called out, Pat.
I will put you in there. I swear. Jack, you're big
Now
hand
no
man.
one will know that was Pea Shooter.
I am
Yeah,
the
AJ's
big hand
pea
man.
shooter. I think Josh
Yeah,
is.
I'm
Jeff.
saying your game is pretty good.
Thank you very much.
At least Jeff doesn't grow to like max size anymore.
Yeah, that's a weird bug. Thank God we patched that out. I love the boss fight. I'm gonna
No
be honest,
way. Oh man, it got sponsored.
this
Can
boss
we,
fight, like favorite thing in the game.
No, that was really cool. That came out really good. Can
This
we
was made-
rewind?
Years ago.
Would you believe me if I told you that everything in this boss fight was made in the last 3 days?
Yeah.
You know, I
was.
actually would believe you.
Because it was.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could you rewind to when Big Handman punched through the sewer grate?
Yes.
Who was that masked man dancing in the sewers?
So
Is that Refi Pat? Is that
there were a few of my friends who have characters. I'll let you, if you want to play the game and go around and try to find them all, they all do little dances and it's pretty funny. But that's an Easter egg for anybody who wants to go. I'm not going to show that off now. I don't want to spoil it. But yes, there are a few dancing characters that may or may not fit into this game.
I like him.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Uh,
I mean, we still have a whole actually other part of this.
I was wondering if you ever released your game on consoles, what would your target be?
Our target probably the same demographic as like a Mario game. You know, younger,
Younger
I guess.
audience.
Yeah, a younger audience. I mean, the art style is definitely appealing to younger people.
I have 2 more questions in the chat when you get a chance.
Yeah, if you could read them out. I can't actually see Zoom for some
So
reason. Share.
we got DJ Johnson from Rhode Island saying any disasters during the 20 weeks or setbacks.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, plenty.
So I'm gonna actually get into in the like obstacles we faced, but there were we originally, right now we use Unity Collab, but originally we used not Perforce, what's it called? GitHub.
GitHub and Get Kraken.
I do not know what happened, but there would be random times when me and Brandon would upload to each other, because you know we work like late into the night all the time. We probably shouldn't have, but level 1 would just completely be gone. The amount of times that we had to take every single asset and repiece it back together in level 1, I can't count on my hands. So we were frustrated. So eventually, Brandon just said, "Screw it, we're just gonna buy a 3-person pack to Unity Collab," and that worked totally fine. But the amount of times that we had to re-put together level 1, I hate it. I hate it so much.
That sounds like awful.
Oh god.
And on top of that, whenever Pat uploaded something onto GitHub and then I uploaded something onto him, Pat can no longer upload it. And then when he could upload,
Oh,
I can
God.
no longer upload.
That's crazy.
Every other project I've worked on with people using GitKraken and GitHub has been like flawless. It works every time. This, for some reason, would delete things. It would make it unable to for me to push things. If Zach was able to push stuff, I wouldn't be able to. If I was, he wouldn't. It was a whole thing. So eventually, we just said, you know what, Unity collab. That's the way to go.
Yeah, that's fair. And when is Comic Crash 2 coming out?
Comic Crash 2, that's in development currently. That's when you actually get to play the anti-Jeff side mission.
Ooh.
It's like an anti-hero kind of quest.
I like that.
Yeah. So we'll go over some things now. So some goals we achieved. We wanted to make a 3D platformer that's fun to play because I grew up, and a lot of people on our team grew up on like Mario, Sonic, all these other games. What am I? A bunch of them. These 3D platformers, they're so fun. I love them. I still play them today. It's my favorite genre. And so we all decided that was probably the most realistic thing we could make in 20 weeks. And so we set out to make a 3D platformer, and I think we achieved that goal. I think that came out really well. Make 3 characters that play uniquely from each other. We have Jeff, Pea Shooter, and Big Hand Man. They're similar to each other in the fact that they all have similar, speeds and jumps and stuff. Well, kind of. But each character is unique in their own right. They have their own abilities. It makes it fun to unlock a new character. It's exciting because you're like, oh, what can I do with this new character that I just unlocked? I can go back to a previous level, and there's probably some things that I can get to that I couldn't get to before. So that was a main thing we wanted to do, which I think we achieved. 3 finished levels, an ending boss, the city, the Japanese level, and the space level. It took some time, but they all met our standards, and they're very fun to go around in. Unique art style, without a doubt. I think the art style, we all kind of talked about it. We wanted that unique cartoony style, which I think definitely is good. And collectathon, which you saw. Goals not achieved. Here we have some things that we didn't actually get to, but we wanted at the beginning. But some of it, admittedly, was way outside of our scope, such as co-op play. We originally wanted you to be able to play with like 2 other friends, where all 3 people could be running around at the same time. It would be hectic and it would be really fun, but obviously not in 20 weeks. We couldn't even think about that. Dynamic camera. We talked about having it so a camera could snap to a certain location. That way, if you're on a hard platforming section, the camera's not always like flying around you and making it hard to do what you want to do. Something fun we wanted was different costumes for per world. Brandon originally came up with this idea, I think, because he related it to Kingdom Hearts, where if you're in a different world, you look slightly different. So that would have been like, having a space suit in the space, or having like a cape in the superhero city. But we couldn't make that work in time. And round moon physics we already went over. Obstacles and workarounds. We only had 1 programmer, so a lot of the time we would come up with fun ideas, but Brandon could only do so much in such a little amount of time. So he did great work getting everything that we wanted into the game, but a lot of it was too much. Version control. That's what we were talking about before with the level 1 mishap. We had to switch to Unity Collab because GitHub was not having it. Camera gave us trouble for a while, but was fixed, thankfully. What we learned about the whole thing was how to properly work in a team setting. Like we had a bunch of classes where we worked in a team before, but none of it was as thorough and as long and as this quarter. These 2 quarters together really taught us that you have to rely on your teammates. You have to sometimes be strict with your teammates. you can't do everything yourself. A lot of it I tried to just do myself. I was like, well, I can do a lot myself, but you have to rely on other people. It's a team setting, and I couldn't do everything on my own. So, I feel like I've been talking a lot. Anybody else wanna hop in?
Sure. Another thing that we learned was better time management, and because we would get into Discord, we would talk what we need to get done for this week, and we would set a time date of like when it will be submitted and handed in. And we also found new ways to improve our workflow and the work that we could get done on a certain amount of time through the last 20 weeks and building this game. I can't change a slide, Pat.
Oh, yeah.
What we wish we could have done differently, we do wish that we could have had better communication. Because even though we did meet up in Discord and things, but some things kind of just fell flat or got misread. So we could have had a lot more better communications. But that's hoping that we could, if we continue working on this game, we are hoping we can work towards having better communications towards us. We weren't all that organized. Like, we started off using a UI document of what everything the game is, and then we kind of just scrapped it, and so our organization was a little off. And
I'll go.
Go ahead.
We wish we had like more levels too. We came up with a lot of good ideas about different levels, but throughout the 20 weeks we could only go down with 3 of the levels that we created. So we would have added way more levels, knowing if the 3 levels would have been made already, and give more time to the sound design. I think the sound design was added way later into the process of the game, but it still came out really good.
3 days ago, yeah.
Yeah, 3 days ago, so really late. So, yeah, we could have worked more time on that.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of my fault because I kind of told everyone, don't worry, I got sounds. Even though I had a lot on my plate, I was like, I'm gonna do sounds. I know exactly what would be good for this. So I commissioned a SoundCloud artist, but I underestimated how much time it actually takes somebody to write music. So by the end, we only had 2 songs. So everything else, every other song in the game is like royalty-free music or something I stole. But yeah, so I would definitely tell anybody who's going into senior project now, do not leave sound design for the last minute. It's like very important. You have like, audio and visuals, and you need them both. So do not save that to the last minute, otherwise, Oop. What we would do again, character variety. We kind of went over all this stuff, but character variety, it gives some people something to look forward to. It makes it really cool for somebody to explore and learn new things about the game, and it always keeps it interesting. So that's definitely something that we would do again. Art style, personally, that's just my art style. Little blobby figures, I love them, cartoony little things. So art style is definitely something I do again. I think everyone.
I enjoyed the art style.
Yeah, everyone
I
in
love
this
the
room,
whole
I think,
stylized version.
Stylized. Also adding to the art style, the toon shader. The toon shader I will use in possibly every project I ever make from now on, because you can make an asset, but then the toon shader makes it pop. It makes it so pleasing to the eye. It's so cool, and it really added to the comic book kind of feel of the world. So I would do that again. Progression system. The progression system of having to go and unlock each character and then having to go buy their abilities, again added to people exploring and learning new things about the game, which made it all very cool. And platformer. Platformer was it wasn't that hard to do, and I think it's a very cool payoff for well, I can't really speak about how hard it was because Brandon, but the assets at least. Brandon, how hard was a platformer to make?
It's pretty easy.
Okay, well there you go. Platformer, not that bad to make. I think it's one of the easiest genres to make, but it's possibly one of the most rewarding genres if you do it right. So that I definitely do think is is good. And thank you for listening to that whole long presentation. Any
Um,
questions? I'm gonna stop sharing so I can read.
I have a question. Was the Toon Shader custom made or was it an asset?
The Toon Shader we got
So-
from the asset store.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
Zach,
free.
Zach, you go over it.
So the whole Toon Shader thing, it's a free asset in the Unity store called MK Toons, and it's very simple to set up. Once you download it and then apply it to whatever object, it's literally just messing with some sliders, and you could change a lot of like functions to it, like making black borders thicker, adding dim lights to the textures itself. Like there's a lot to work with in the MK Toon shaders itself. Any other questions about it?
Not at the moment.
Come up with
Christian, you're cutting out.
No, that was Andre, I think. Andre, you're kind of cutting out.
what made you come up with the title?
The title? So Comic Crash, we had the whole idea of comic books, and we were kind of tossing ideas back and forth on what should this game be called, because it was like week 7 of last quarter, and we still didn't have a definitive name yet. I think it was just called Color Comics by Zach.
Yeah, that was the original.
I was just like, screw it, let's go with Color Comics until we could come up with a better name.
Yeah, and then I don't remember where Crash came from, but just the alliteration helped. So we said yes.
Hey, Pat, can you tag Nema Jeff? That way everyone can see the original source material for it.
No.
Oh.
Yes, this game was based off a comic. No, actually not. Maybe. Okay, next
Your
question.
iFunny profile.
Nope, don't talk about that.
Okay.
We're not gonna go there.
I should have put that stuff in the game. That would have been funny.
I'm still subscribed.
Yeah, but there's some things on that comic site that I don't really trust, Pat.
Yeah. DJ, or no, that was to alumni. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for any of the alumni if they had any flashbacks.
I'm almost an alumni.
You guys can come next time and see it.
Anyone else?
Let's see. Oh, let's see. Did you send the link?
I will in a sec. Yeah, let me get it. Just keep in mind that the version that's up right now is like a super old build. Like, I don't even think the moon is in there yet. So I would wait until I'll personally send you a message when the new build is up.
Thank you.
So to clarify, the build that is currently on itch, it does have the moon, but it's before anything was added to it, and you can get to the space station, but that is before any texturing as well. So that's as far as it was at the point.
Yeah, basically don't play this build, it sucks. But the new build will come up soon.
All right, followed you.
Thank you.
All right, well, nice work.
Thanks, Jordan.
I think it's interesting to see how much progress can get made in a short period of time if you have both the desire and you have the knowledge of how to do it.
And have a bad sleep schedule.
Well, right, you can make those sacrifices, but early on, more time doesn't generate that kind of progress because you don't have the familiarity with the tools and you aren't what I'd call spun up. And that's one of the interesting bits that you run into in a professional environment when you say, okay, we're behind schedule, let's add some people. Those people aren't effective right away. You have to spin them up and say, all right, it's going to take this person like 2 months to get into the flow and figure out how everything works and where all the stuff goes. And so you can't just like throw them in 6 weeks from deadline and say, all right, this is going to be great. We got 10 new people. It's still, we're just going to smash right through there. So yeah, a lot of fun lessons to get learned here, and we got some interesting games made out of it. So Pat, will you give me host back?
Oh yeah, yep. How do I do that?
Thank
Actually,
you.
do I just click on you? Oh.
Yeah, just find my name or my picture.
Make host. There you go.
There you go. All right, well that concludes for tonight. We had 3 teams, all of them were presented. This is your last chance to get any questions in or